Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here with a bit of a different video than I normally sort of make. This one is just sort of looking back at the year that was 2020 and finding a few things that actually made it a good year. Now, I think for most people, 2020 was a very stressful year. Uh, just a lot of things going on around the world, and I'm not going to explain all that stuff. You guys pretty much know what was going on most of the time, but uh, I thought, in the lieu of the year ending, I'd look back and pick five things that sort of made the year not like the worst. I mean, it was the worst, but you know what I mean. Like, there's five. I picked five things that I thought, hey, that was pretty cool. Spread some positivity around and just sort of, because me myself, I definitely was affected in some ways about what happened in 2020, and we'll talk about that as we go throughout this video. But here we go. I picked five things that I guess you could say I was thankful for, or just like kind of brightened up my year a little bit during the things that happened. So first and foremost, the first one I'm going to start with is actually a gaming experience that I had. So I got this game early in the year. This was back during the beginning of quarantine and all that stuff, where we all had to stay inside and jobs were affected. My job was also affected around that time. And this game, my friend actually gave it to me as a gift. I had never played the original game, and I had looked at this game, this remake, and I thought, hey, this looks pretty cool. And he just like gave it to me as a gift. So very, very kind of him. And that game is Final Fantasy VII Remake. This game caught me by such huge surprise. Again, I'd never played the original, but I immediately fell in love with the diverse characters in this game, the world. So I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and it being made by Square Enix, a lot of the stuff felt familiar, like the combat and the way that they called things, like the magic system. And this game, though, during a time when we're all locked inside for quarantine, this was such a pleasant escape, I guess you could say. Everyone knows who Cloud is, but I played this game not knowing really anything about him, and just the adventure that you go on in this game. And I can't even believe this is only like part one of probably three parts that are going to come out for this, because this feels like a whole game by itself, but apparently it's only like the first couple hours or so of the original. And that just blows my mind. This game was absolute delight. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I definitely want to go back and beat it on the hardest difficulty, just because like this is a game that I could relive like 5 times over, and it'd just be fun every time. The characters are great. The voice acting is great. Visually, it's so beautiful. I love the world. And this was, if you're going to start off a bad year in any way, this was a pretty decent way to sort of bounce back from like the quarantine and just being locked inside and stuff. This game was just, like I said, so surprising to me. And I had a great time playing it. I'm definitely going to play it again in the future. So second, as some of you guys know, I've shared this on my channel before. I've actually started doing voice acting lessons, and they're going very, very well. I have a binder here of the scripts that we go through every couple weeks. And I can't like share like specifics of it all, but like we go through different scripts, and I practice different, like the first stuff that I'm doing is for marketing. That's for like commercials and TV spots, radio spots, all that stuff. And then eventually I'll move on to learning about animation, like cartoons and all that, gaming, and but it's all a process. And this year has really, like, this is the beginning of that. This is where I first started doing all this. And part of it I have to thank for the YouTube crowd, because over the years people have been saying I have a good radio voice. And that got me thinking, why can't I do like other voice acting stuff? And that's really been sort of a passion of mine, is getting into that. And it has its challenges as someone who has in the past dealt with like speech anxiety and stuff. There's definitely a lot of growth and challenges to overcome in that aspect, but it's been a lot of fun. I definitely feel like for sure I'm growing in that department, just in terms of confidence in speaking and way to use your voice in different ways. It's been great. I still have a long way to go, but just the fact that I was able to continue doing that despite this year, because it's all over the phone, it's all over Skype and stuff. So I didn't have to go anywhere physically to do this, which is such a great thing because obviously a lot of stuff's been closed down this year. So yeah, that truly was I feel like my growth this year as like pushing myself, and it's still going. I still have a long way to go, like I said, but that was such a fun way to feel like I'm progressing in a year where everything seemed to grind to a halt, you know? So that's the second thing that this year I'm kind of thankful for that was a positive and affected my life in a good way. Number three, another gaming experience. So a few months ago, back when Xbox Series S and X and PS5 were all being launched and stuff, obviously those are still really hard to get. I thought to myself, why don't I just get the Series S? Because I want the PS5 to be my main console for the next 5 whatever years. But I didn't get the Xbox One, and there's a lot of like exclusives and stuff. And Game Pass seems like such a great deal, getting all these games every month for just a like subscription. So I managed to get a order for a Series S, and that arrived about I'd say 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I got the first 3 months of Game Pass for $1. And one of the games that I immediately got hooked into was Sea of Thieves. So much so that despite me having it on Game Pass, I picked up a copy at a local store just to have the physical copy because this game has really surprised me. Excuse me. Like, in this year where everything is just kind of stressful, this game, I don't know, there's something about just going in the open seas and sailing and like changing to the winds and this beautiful ocean that's in the game, and going to islands, going on adventures, and I've been jumping on with friends and just having a great time. I don't know, like, this game caught me by such surprise this year, and I mean, I liked it so much. I was like, I need a physical copy. So I guess this is out of print now, and my local Target had like one copy left, and it was like $15. I'm like, heck yeah. So I picked this up and just leave it in my collection. But yeah, visually it's so beautiful. I love the idea of open seas adventure, and I've definitely put a lot of hours into that game. I still have a lot more to go. That's by far the game on Xbox that surprised me the most. I've been playing some other games like Gears of War, and like Gears of War 5 is fun, and I've been playing the Master Chief Collection with friends. But Sea of Thieves is the one that's really surprised me since I've had an Xbox. By the way, but quick side note: the Series S is a great console. I know it's not 4K gaming and like as powerful as the Series X, but if you're on a budget and you want the Xbox experience, the Game Pass, I think the Series S is wonderful. I've enjoyed every second of it. So yeah, that's my gaming experiences out of the way. I have 2 more experiences I want to share with you guys. So number 4, I just want to straight up say it's YouTube. YouTube this year really has been such a blessing to me. In a year where there's so much like going on and you don't really know one day to the next what's going to happen. Like, my job's been affected twice this year, at the beginning of the year, and it's being affected now at the end of the year as well. In a year where like there's so much like shifting and constant changes, one of the few consistent things for me this year was YouTube. You know, I absolutely love uploading videos, whether it's reactions or just discussions or whatever it is, because you guys are there, and it makes it such fun to upload, and I can chat with you guys in the comments, especially with the My Hero manga. And Attack on Titan has been so awesome this year. As you guys know, I binge watched the entire show. That was so great. What a great show to react to. The fans have been awesome, and season 4 has been nothing short of great so far, and I can't wait to see how that continues on. And yeah, like, no matter what kind of day I'm having, like, whether I'm able to go to work that day or not, I can always come home and record videos and upload them to share with you guys. That's like that hasn't changed, and I think that's just been so cool for me this year. It's cool every year that I do YouTube, and January, I think like January 11th, so like 10 days from now, I'm recording this on December 31st. I'll be closing in on 5 years of actually making content on YouTube. My first video went up like January of 2016, so yeah, it's been really awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough for subscribing and commenting and just viewing the videos. By the way, the Discord has been like, I consider Discord tied in with YouTube. I'm at 150 people on the Discord, and it's so awesome. I made that because a few people wanted me to make the Discord, and I can't tell you how awesome it is to log on there and just see what people have been discussing and jump into conversations. It's so fun. I have different threads for gaming and anime and all that stuff. So if you haven't already, join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's been all great as well. So yeah, number 4, definitely my YouTube experience. This year has been great. Definitely has like been a consistent, something I can always come back to throughout the whole year. So yeah, just really been enjoying that. And lastly, so number 5, when quarantine happened at the beginning of the year, I think one of the trendy things was everyone was saying like, oh, it's time for Netflix. It's time for like to stream shows and to catch up on stuff. I don't think a lot of people did. I think streaming probably soared this year. I can probably just imagine Netflix and Disney Plus and all that stuff got huge revenue this year with all the people locked inside. And the show that I decided to use my time watching, and I want to preface this by saying I apologize for not doing a reaction series to this, because I technically did start a reaction series to this, but I canceled it earlier this year because far too many episodes, far too long of episodes, and it would take too long to record, and that is Game of Thrones. Sorry, got a little allergies. So Game of Thrones, it was so unbelievably addicting to watch. Like I had reacted to seasons 1 and 2 about a year ago on BitChute. Actually, no, it was partially on YouTube. It was really edited down, and then I moved it over to BitChute. And I think the BitChute ones got taken down. Anyway, so then I stopped watching for a long time because it was just so taxing to record reactions to those. But when I picked it up on season 3, just watching on my own because I canceled the series of my reactions, and I just couldn't stop watching. I'm so glad I didn't do reaction series to it, because there's some shows I just want to enjoy myself, and I wouldn't be able to skirt around all of the HBO copyright blocks they have on that. It would be so much of a hassle. You guys have no idea. But yeah, I watched the entire series all the way through season 8. Season 8 that a lot of people don't like. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything here. I'll just say, yeah, season 8 was a very major disappointment. But seasons 1 through 7, just phenomenal. That was my show that I binge watched during quarantine and all that. Game of Thrones, Tyrion, my favorite character in the show. It was so gripping, and the acting was probably the best acting you'll ever see in anything. Just phenomenal. The writing was great. The set pieces, the battles, it was all just as good as people had said it was. So that was like I watched a lot of shows this year with the more free time that we've all had, but that was the one that really stood out to me as the one that I was able to catch up on and just really fully enjoy. So yeah, Game of Thrones is awesome. Season 8 had a couple moments of being cool, but the rest was. I'm not going to talk about spoilers here, but so that kind of wraps up 5 takeaways, 5 fun experiences I had this year. None of these are earth-shattering. I admit I wasn't able to go to a different country and have a great adventure, but with so much negativity that has been shared this year, like on Twitter, people are like saying "Au revoir, 2020. See ya. I hate you." Like, yeah, 2020 was awful, but you can't overlook the small little gems of joy and happiness that that was in 2020. And I think that people should have a little more joy in their life. I know this year has been really hard for a lot of people, and it's it's affected some people in a lot of really bad ways. And my thoughts and prayers go out to you guys, because this year has had a lot of hardships and struggles. But I think it is important, if you want your life to have a little bit more light in it, to acknowledge the moments that did bring you joy and you had fun, and areas where you grew as a person. And that's just 5 things that I picked. There's more, but those are just 5 things for the sake of not going on forever, that I had fun with or enjoyed, or felt that I grew in 2020. I don't know if I'll do this again for next year, because hopefully next year will be better and it'll just be too many good things to talk about. But this year I felt like I wanted to make a video just because. So down below, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Did you have anything that was joy-filled, or moments that weren't so bad that you want to share? It doesn't have to be 5 things. It could be 1 thing, 2 things, whatever. I'm eager to hear what you guys have to say. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video, because this is so much different than I normally make for videos. But I am curious, and I'm glad I shared these 5 things with you guys. So here's to 2021. Hope it's a great year. Hope all of you are safe and happy as can be. And I'm gonna be here as well, making videos all the time, and it'll be a good time. So until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a happy new year.